Sita sadanam Ganam Twam Ganapati Havamahe Kavim Kavinam Pamashavastamam Jeshtarajam Brahmana Brahma.
Good evening. Welcome to Liberty and Justice for All. We've done several programs talking about freedom from within and where freedom has to start in your life. And we've tried to emphasize the fact that freedom does come from within. It doesn't come from governments, it comes from yourself. And until you're free, there's no way that a country can be free. Tonight I have two friends with me, and they're a lot smarter than I am, and I'm going to turn the show over to both of them pretty much. Margot Murray is a consultant and has done her own healing, and I want to get into that a little bit. Joanna Manfredonia is also a good friend and practices many of the Native American techniques, and we're going to explore those too. The point of the whole show is, until you have freedom within yourself, and that means your health is strong, your spirit is strong, and your mind is strong, then you can have freedom. Couple of years now.
Yeah, it's getting there.
And I watched you when I first met you. You were down seriously ill or taken by MS.
Yes, I was. I was trying to remember on the way over here whether I was using the walker or the crutches.
You were crawling on the floor.
Ah, okay.
When I met you, you were crawling. What miracle pill did this for you?
I don't think it was any miracle pill, Dennis. It was going inside and really listening to what the body was going through. Even on the way over here tonight to do the interview, I could tell my body was kind of uptight and nervous. So I took the time to meditate and slow it down, to start listening.
But even after they get seriously ill, and you were seriously ill.
Oh, yes.
You were stricken.
Right.
But you have brought yourself back. And I've watched you through, now I'm involved, of course, with an Ascension with you, and you do various things. What all you do? I mean, you've got a busy schedule, just taking care of yourself.
Yeah, healing does take a lot of time. I do massage work. I do on my own Qigong, which is a Chinese type of exercise that you can either do sitting or a lot. When I first started doing it, I was down, I could not move, and I would do it in my head with intent techniques. The Ascension techniques were a very, very big part of my healing. I had tried many types of yoga and meditation, and when I started the Ashaya, it's so simple that you can do it, and it's like praying without ceasing all day long.
Visualizing it.
But visualizing it and listening to healing tapes helped immensely. And of course, Joanna, I was working with Joanna at that time too. So it's by, I would say, the power of prayer and finding out, people come to you. It's real interesting. When they say when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. And so the last year and a half have been major, major steps.
And that's fortunate enough to have two sessions with you in your techniques. And you mentioned prayer. Now, prayer is something that I think needs to be explained, because it means something different to many people.
Yes, it does.
Prayer, to me, or really, prayer is not kneeling at the altar and praying to whoever you're told is God. Prayer is basically thought.
And prayer, and that power of prayer, you know, lots of times people believe that you have to go to a certain place. You believe you have to go to pray a certain way, kneel. There isn't. And you know, you just sit where you're at and you just ask for help. Praying is talking to the Creator. It doesn't matter if it's, you know, you call Creator God or Jesus or Buddha, whatever. It's all the same, you know. And a lot of people believe that there's only one way, and there's many, many ways to pray and ask. But I believe the most important one is just asking. And you can be in your home, you can be in a backyard, you can be anywhere, and just ask. He's right there all around.
But it's a conscious feeling too, for me, prayer. It's you know, there's many times I can be in a conversation with somebody or doing something, and at the same time, I can be in prayer
In prayer, yes, you can.
because of my feeling, because of my thought, because of what I'm putting out there, and it benefits me. I feel good when I do that. It like opens up. You mentioned heart. That's where it has to come from, and it's a connection. And like you say, it's so good. I've talked to so many people. You know, who is God? Who is Buddha? I mean, you know, they've got all these different names for basically the same
It's the
thing.
same thing.
The universe. I mean, you name it, but it's all the same thing, and we're all connected to our own God. And that's how we can heal. That's how I think we can be free.
Limitations. A lot of people limit themselves by they just don't know any better. They just don't know, and so they're searching. And all you have to do once again is just ask. And like what Margot said, that the teacher will be brought before you if you're allowing yourself to listen. Oftentimes, we have this ego. You know, we are the ones, and we can do this. I can do
Right.
that. I'm sorry, but it's true. And if we can put that aside and say, yeah, Creator is the one who makes the healers, you know, it's His power, it's not our power. And if we can remember that and put that aside and say, yeah, He uses us. So at that time, you know, we start to be good to our bodies and our heart, mind, and spirit. And it just starts happening in a
But
good
you
way.
ha-
Mind
have-
and our body are very, very powerful, and we're only starting to touch that power.
That's right. And you know, when I first met you, and I remember this, I felt sorry for you. But it was really strange because you didn't feel sorry for you. It was like your situation didn't exist.
You didn't see the moments where I was like yelling at Creator,
Well-
going, why?
No, you were pretty cool around me, but
But there was one day I was walking down the hallway, Dennis, and I think it was after I had met you, and it just dawned on me. I was just walking down the hallway, and I went, until I'm totally grateful for the lessons I'm learning, I'm never going to heal what's going on.
right.
And we're not even grateful that we have the car and the gas to put in the car.
Right.
And just being grateful and appreciative brings a lot of healing to you also.
Right.
Is as you give thanks to whatever it is that you're experiencing, then your healing does start to take place because you're understanding what's happening, so you're letting it go. And you know, then you start forgiving yourself, and then you start understanding yourself. And when you start to understand, then it gets a lot easier for you.
All these things get released
Yeah, they do, if you
And-
let them.
if you let them.
Yeah.
Native American around, from one end of the country to the other, knows and does the same thing. And you have, I mean, I think probably back a ways I thought that too. But you've completely dispelled that myth that there are so many different ways based on the different tribes and groups or
It's not that there's many different ways. There's only one way, and that's the good way. Similarities, and if you sit back and not judge and just listen and learn, you know, as you attend many ceremonies like I do, you learn to allow your heart to be open and see that it's all the same.
you were telling me
Helping you.
things that I don't think that there was anything you told me that I didn't know, but there was a whole bunch of things you told me that I didn't want to admit, or I didn't want out there, or I didn't want to address, and really didn't want you to know, and was hoping that you
well-
wouldn't tell Margot. You know?
No,
But it was the idea that I had to face me,
yeah, and that's
and
what-
once I faced me, it was really cool.
Yeah.
Really.
That's what these readings do, is they help. They help you face yourself, and then as you face yourself, and then I give you these tools. I give them to you, and it's up to you whenever you're ready to use them. You don't have to use them, but if you do, it's going to help you, help yourself, empower yourself. Once again, though, Dennis, you got to look at yourself. And it isn't anything that you don't know, but you're ready, and so that's why, you know, Creator brought you this way, so that I can just help you empower
There's
yourself.
things that I knew that I just didn't deal with. I just thought, it'll go away. Well, it doesn't go away until
No.
you look at it and say, I don't like you, now go away. And then it will. But you have to acknowledge it
You
first.
do. Once it's like I share with people, okay, well, be aware things might begin to change if they haven't for you already.
Right.
Oh, they've already. So they're ready when they come. And then I tell people, you can take notes, you know, because it's sometimes overwhelming and you forget sometimes. And I'd prefer if they just pay attention and not tape it, because then I feel they're not really listening. They could shut it off when they want.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear that right now.
Right. No.
So and then when you're ready, and then if they're ready, or whenever they're ready, then we start from there, and we go back
And just keep.
and we go for sessions, depending whatever it is. You know, I pray on it for the people, and you know, it's amazing, Dennis. Some people come and tell me what they want. Yeah.
Now, the same thing, what I found with you and what I found with Ascension, which is Margot introduced me to Ascension. And what I found was, these are easy. These are just all the Ascension techniques, the meditations. There's nothing to it. It's not you know, people get, it's like prayer. People have a preconceived notion that it's this way. You
It
know,
has to be hard.
yeah, meditation, you cross your legs until the blood stops flowing, and and then you sit there for like 4 hours staring at a wall.
Well,
And
you can do that if you want to. I mean,
well,
you
I
can make it
didn't
as
want
hard
to,
as
so
hard as you want to. I think, you know, although we talk about the Ascension meditation as being easy, it also brings up a lot of stuff.
oh yes,
And some people aren't ready for the stuff. We're very blessed because we have 3 of the Shia monks living in Reno, and we have Tuesday night meetings and people can get together and talk about it. But it's like working with Joanna or working with myself. You're gonna have stuff come up, and some of it's not going to be a lot of fun. But if yeah, laugh, Joanna and I work together a lot, and it's hard to admit.
Ganapati Havamahe Kavin Kavinamu Pamashravastama